At the beginning of the year, I predicted that Bitcoin would be close to $100,000 by the end of 2024. As of right now, we have about 2 months for that to play out, or else I'm going to look like a right dick. So what we're going to do today is look at charts and give everything a bit of an update.
Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.
Welcome back everyone to Buy Wholesale. I hope of course you're all well. A lot of positive movements in this channel that has been going up and down for about 6 months. We have banked a lot of money. However, the most recent rise felt like perhaps this could be the pump. Feeds into the wider market situation with the lead up to the presidential election, the fact that Trump is getting in, well looks to be Trump getting in, and how positive that's been for the wider market. I believe that would be a good thing for Bitcoin, and it has been to a certain extent. However, this week we've seemed to have hit a bit of a roadblock and we just can't quite get over that hill that we need, which is a breakout. Now, I actually have done what I'd always done and trimmed. I've been buying around 60, picking up my 10%. This time I felt the need to do it and I did very little. I mean, you can see there, very little money took off, about £300, very little. I mean, about 2% of the actual portfolio size itself, very, very little. But I'm glad I did that because we can see the Bitcoin has fell down to 66.7. So let's have a look at some of the technical side of things here. What I see with Bitcoin happening is a natural cool off. Now this is something that we've been talking about in the Discord, and if we actually go back to the Discord, we can see here that Dave's been a big trader of it as well over the past 6 months, and we've made good bank. Had the sort of 66,000 as a support level, and as of right now that looks to have still been holding up, so that could be a very good shout. We also have this which shows the breakout. Now this is on 2-day chart and it shows you the breakout, but then it looks like we're about to fall back in, and we're still holding on to that support line, which we'll look at in a moment. He talked about the flash crash, which also happened, and then there's just some more information in the Discord. But for me, Bitcoin is cooling off healthily. This is the area here, and we can see once the RSI gets up to these levels, naturally it sort of suggests that it's going to cool off, and it's done this. If we strip this right back, it has done this for 6 months. It's got up to these levels and it's just cooled off every time. It just cools off. The only time that it probably didn't do that was in and around this level where it didn't even quite get up to the highs, and then it decided to pull back. But a lot of more wider market situations were happening with the war around that time, which probably played a massive factor into that. Now this is on the day chart. For me, we're in a bull run. As long as we're above this big line, which is the 180-day moving average / 200-day moving average, I play with the 180-day just to get me in and out of trades before the 200, because most charting is done on the 200-day. So that's my thought process. So slightly higher this red line would be if it was a 200-day moving average, but thereabouts, this is the support level that you need Bitcoin to hold. We've pretty much have held it for a long time. You're going to have to go back to about October 23, so a year ago effectively, before we fell below it. Now yes, we fell below it here, but for a matter of a couple of days, it's not really enough to say that we've completely went into a bear market. And again, this was this time when we had the wider markets with the war. So excluding that, if we look at this, the RSI has cooled off a bit. The MACD still had a bit of room, but this crossover potentially is playing out. However, today we have seen a bit of a bounce. So let's have a look at the weekly chart, because this is a real indication of where we are. I feel the last time we had a buy symbol come on the weekly chart was back in February 24, and from that moment we then decided to push on as a high of about 60%, which was phenomenal, and that's when we seen our most recent high. So we've a buy symbol coming in, and on the weekly chart the charting is going the exact same. Good candlesticks, getting bigger as we go, which is encouraging to say the least. Plus, if we look at the MACD in closer detail, what you're seeing here is a crossover. The crossover usually says that's the selling done, and it's crossing over for a bull case uprise, and you can see how that's played out before. If we strip it out here, crossover, pump, then when the crossover happens to the downside it goes, and vice versa. So this time around what we're seeing here is a crossover with that little sliver of volume to the upside. Very, very encouraging in my opinion. The RSI is sitting right in the middle, right flat, which means perfect. It's exactly where you want it to go. It's not showing weakness. It's showing that it's going actually upwards. So that is potentially got strength in it as well. So if you're looking at it from the weekly perspective, this would be a trade that you're looking at going, this is only about to take off. Now the 4-hour chart is the shortest time frame that we've looked at today, and it is saying a sell symbol. Now this doesn't necessarily mean you need to panic just because it is a sell symbol. Because if you look at the RSI, you know, it's not that it's oversold, it's not that it's massively pumped up. And it's the same with the MACD and the RSI. You know, they're sitting really, really flat. They're not massively over to suggest that there's just going to be a sell-off while there is a sell symbol that has come on. It's very much it. It's almost what Davey was saying there. It was a flash sale, a flash crash, bring it right down to that 66,000 that we're talking about in the Discord as support level, which would bring you across to about this level. So we're sort of saying here, and I'll draw lines here. I'll draw a line across just to make that quite apparent. You can see this is the level here, two areas. Then we touched here and we're going down. So that sort of 66k level would appear to be some sort of support. So what's my honest prediction? My honest prediction is still with the wider market, unless obviously World War III pending and all that. Long as the market holds up, I think this rally for the next few weeks until the election will continue. It's something that I've been sharing in the Discord, and it's something that I've been sharing to people that have been listening. I feel like we will run to the presidential election. I'm in the Trump media stock, I'm in Bitcoin, I'm in Tesla. I think these three things are fundamentally tied in to Trump, and I feel like that the whole presidential election thing is just going to gather up steam. Joe Rogan podcast with Trump is only coming out today. There's a lot of things that are happening in terms of wider media that will surely pump this. I think, in my opinion, looking at the technical analysis, the day chart, the weekly chart looks really bullish. Day chart looks sort of undecided. 4-hour chart, stripping it down, looks a bit more bearish. But for me, with the RSI and the MACD on the 4-hour chart looking quite flat, they're not saying this is a massive overbought area. I fancy it just to push on. That is my feeling. And I think if the whole theory that I started off with at the start of this video in terms of it being around 90 to 100k by the end of the year, you've kind of got to see that push coming now, because while no doubt Bitcoin can pump hard, I'm just not entirely sure we would have enough time to go down the bottom of the channel and to go back up again and retest. That being said, I mean, from here to here is in and around 30 days, so a month. So we could go down and back up, but I'm just not sure. I feel like this could be it, or maybe I'll go sideways for a while and then we're pushing. I would be very, very surprised if we seen in and around these low levels of 55,000 again between now and the end of the year. Where that happens after that, well, that's for a different story. I think the Bitcoin run will either cool off slightly, sell off a bit, kind of go sideways before the next leg up. I don't foresee a significant sell-off. So that's the video. I hope you found that one informative. My thoughts on Bitcoin. I'll try and get more sort of technical videos done. I've created another YouTube channel on AI, which is just taking up so much of my time as well. I'm really, really excited about the year ahead. We're getting a good bit of momentum and better quality videos out on the channel. So yeah, check out the ones on Tesla recently, because there's been some great stuff there, in my opinion, obviously. I look forward to hearing from you. So if in your comments down below, what's your predictions for Bitcoin between now and the end of the year? And if you don't mind, please like and subscribe. See you all in the next video.